And we're biggity back.
Yep, time to mix chemicals and make gas.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be like Dale Gribble. Bug exterminator.
Exterminate-a-thon.
So I was watching one of the newer Beavis and Buttheads because I haven't really been like I haven't watched any of the more recent ones, but I watched one the other night and I actually thought it was pretty funny. The show it's so stoner humor. But it's the epitome of stoner humor. It's like, I don't know, for some reason, Mike Judge just has that, he can just say stupid shit, and for some reason, in those voices, it still made me laugh pretty hard.
Well, I'm just like, this is the second time they've tried to bring it back.
Yeah.
That's all I'm like, just let it go. Make something new. Because, like, everything Mike Judge makes is great. Like, he was, like, one of the creators and producers for Silicon Valley. The show fucking rules. You gotta turn the fan on.
Oh, the fan. How do I turn the fan off?
You gotta go back in the other room. There's a switch on the wall. Boom, right there.
Baby.
And you come in here, you make the gas, then you go turn the fan on.
Fuel for my mule, gas for me ass. Start cooking up some meth.
She did.
Oh, Heather. Breathe in, breathe out.
Breathe in, breathe out. Actually, don't.
Yeah, that's good. Wait, I thought you were saying don't switch the fan back on.
Oh, no.
Like,
Saying don't breathe in or breathe out. All right, that lock's broken. And what about this one?
Oh, yeah. That's a wall.
That, I don't think that qualifies as a broken lock.
Oh, a little staggering here and there.
Yep.
Are there any doors? Nope. Okay, it's just a straight hallway. And I'm assuming I can go into there, but I'll try. There we go.
There's a door. There it is.
Yeah, beef jerky.
And ammunition. That's real American. Beef jerky and ammunition.
Yep, just hanging out in a closet in the mall.
None more American.
Let's see. I'm assuming I can go up the stairs, but I'm going to check around here first and see what else there was.
That looks like just a
Straight drop.
strop, if you will. I won't.
My mind was telling me no, but my body.
My body.
Body.
Did I tell you I started watching fucking Twin Peaks again?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, man.
You should finally get through all of it, or did
No. I think I'm only like 4 episodes in because they're longer episodes.
you?
And,
Oh, yeah.
I don't even do it. I guess I don't know. My schedule's fucked up. So I get off at 5, then I work out, and then I shower, and then I got like an hour or 2 to kill, and then I'm like in bed and it's start all over again.
It's a repeat.
Yeah, Monday through Friday. Except one of those days I don't work out. But yeah, so I'm like, what do I have time to like squeeze in like a movie or 2 like 45-minute episodes of something? And lately I've just been I don't know if you know who the comic Stavros Halkias is.
No.
He's a he's a character, but he has a podcast called Stavi's World. And I discovered that and just been watching the ever-living shit out of it because it's funny. He has like guests on and they'll like he has a phone number people can call and like ask for advice.
Oh, that's great.
And I subscribe to his Patreon third Patreon I ever subscribed to, but that's because like he just records episodes, and if it's like too much for YouTube, they go on the Patreon, and that ends up being like the best episodes. So I'm like, I got $6. Here you go.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've subscribed to 3 in total. Currently subscribed to 2. The last one I'm subscribed from because I'm like, I like the comic, but it's so obvious. He's pretty open about the fact that he doesn't want to do comedy and doesn't really care to do the podcast, but he's just good at it and it pays his bills. But I'm like, dude, if you don't want to do it, I don't want to support you.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things. It's like,
I appreciate the honesty, but now I'm hyper aware of that, and I can't enjoy this anymore.
I feel that because it's like really the things. It's funny because I can find enjoyment from stuff that I usually like. I love watching Red Letter Media.
Oh yeah,
and I like watching Mike and Rich talk about Star Trek. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of Star Trek, it's still fun to watch them talk about it because they love the show so much.
Yeah.
So it's like if the person talking about it is interested enough and is willing to like talk about it, it makes it for a pretty enjoyable experience.
Yeah, because you don't feel like you're out of it because they're describing it well. You're learning about it.
Yep.
And you're like, okay, cool. This is interesting because you're interested in it.
Exactly.
But yeah, once I get the vibe that you're not into it, I can't get into it anymore. I used to be really into the YouTuber, the Punk Rock MBA. Same deal. It became very obvious he hated the content he made. He hated his fans.
Yeah.
But he did it anyway because it paid his bills. And I was like, why the fuck would I want to watch this? There's so many creators on here. Like,
Yeah, so just to anybody listening, if we ever become like that, tell us to stop.
well, you see, the key here is I don't give a fuck about views.
Yeah, that's true. We're not doing it really for views. More or less just doing it because it's fun.
Yeah, it's an excuse for us to hang out and play these games. Like even if we never get a following, it's like we'll still just do it.
I think
like,
we'll
it's literally what else are we doing? Like on a Sunday. Like,
Yeah, I've said it before. It's definitely made Sundays more enjoyable. Ow.
Yeah.
All right, I'm losing my way here. God, this mall sequence has always been such a
It's Lords
struggle.
and in charge. At least they do the common courtesy of changing it to the other world quick so you don't have to do it twice.
That is very true. The first little sequence of the mall is very short.
I mean, they could have split it in half. And
love
then like
that
half of this
noise.
shit you did in the normal world and the other half you did in crazy. But this one's just all crazy town all the time.
It is. God.
This is like a what if the whole game was the other world? And then you're like, oh,
We've never thought about that before. Okay. Well, I got the gem, the jewel, or whatever. I don't remember if I have to get a second one or not.
I don't know, go to the door. You're trying to fuck around is what you're doing.
You're probably right. I'm just biding time.
Content.
Squeeze.
Drip, drip. In our series, our episodes are typically about 30 minutes, although they do squeeze out to being between 45 and an hour. Just if there's not a place that makes sense to stop.
I keep walking past the fucking door. I'm being an idiot right now.
Dude, those enemies are so hard. Like, if you were actually gonna try and kill shit, those are the enemies to not do it.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell what's a door and what's just rust.
That's why I'm having a real hard time. Just it all looks like skin. Rusty skin.
It could be because it's hard to see. It could also be because you're a bitch. I didn't say you're a bitch. I said you're being a bitch right now.
There we go.
You're acting like a bitch. Ah!
Sassafras. Come on. Save before I go into this next part.
TV's never saved anybody from anything.
They saved me from a life of crime and drugs.
No, they didn't. This was the 1800s. You'd just be a bookworm.
I learned a lot of my morals from cartoons and TV.
That says more about you than it does the cartoons.
Hey, I think the cartoons I had as a kid were pretty dang good.
Yeah. I stuck the moonstone, so you only needed
Oh,
one.
there we go.
You're wandering around looking for shit that ain't real. What are you, a Sasquatch hunter?
It's out there, Chris. You just have to believe in Bigfoot.
I believe in Bigfoot and ghosts. Ghosts, I like. Actually, I'm like, yeah, that shit's just real. And not as much as online would lead you to believe, but it's, yeah. But Bigfoot falls under most paranormal stuff where I'm like, yeah, it's bullshit. But but the world is a much more interesting place if I choose to believe.
Yeah.
Paranormal stuff is my Christianity. It's like, yeah, it's all bullshit, but it's fun to believe.
Let's see here. I don't know. I'm a skeptic. I'm a believer and a skeptic all at the same time. I'm kind of
I simultaneously is like, man, that's real as fuck. Shame it's all bullshit. You know what I mean?
That's kind of that's my
Because
mindset.
I believe in the thing. I don't believe in the people.
It's hard for me to take when somebody's talking about like an experience they had with ghosts and stuff like that. I do take a lot of that with a grain of salt.
Of course, but I also accept that I'm the one on YouTube searching ghosts, so I don't get to pass judgment right now. I get to suspend disbelief. Oh man,
That was a lot of time, a lot of hours spent in just looking up ghost stuff as a kid, just to freak myself out.
Dude. To this day, I mean,
Yeah.
we watch Nuke's top 5. He's the best because he just compiles the best ghost videos and puts them together. And some of them are like, that's the fakest thing I've ever seen. That rules.
Yeah.
You know, like, man, they put a lot of work into this. But also, I'm like, if you're making like videos for YouTube, I'm like, I find you hard to believe.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a financial incentive here. But my biggest problem is UFOs. Because I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm like, I want to believe in that. But anybody who investigates UFOs is the hardest person on earth to believe anything.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where there's almost so much proof that you wonder.
But there's no consistency.
Yeah, there's no consistency with a lot of it. It feels like.
And then there's Tom DeLonge, who's like, they're not coming from outer space, they're coming from other dimensions. I'm like, why is that less interesting to me?
Because it almost is harder for I almost feel like it's harder for my brain to wrap around.
Oh, I can comprehend it, and I'm like, I get it, like, because I'm like, well, multiple dimensions like exist, but that makes it less interesting than if there are aliens from another world within our universe. Hey, big penis monster.
Hey, that's Jim. It's
Don't say penis. It's a
Earthworm-
phallic member.
It's Earthworm Jim.
He doesn't have a spacesuit. Earthworm Jim was small outside of his suit.
Oh, whatever. Come on, Jim.
Jim Bob.
Where are you gonna come?
Playing
next?
whack-a-mole.
Where are you gonna come? So, there's nothing behind me, right? Or, no, okay, there is. Ah,
Yeah, Jim's behind you.
take that. There we go. Yeah, that's right. Back into your corner. I have to do this with myself.
What's
every
that
day.
Pokemon that looks like that?
What, like this monster?
When it opens its fucking its foreskin.
I don't remember.
No,
Oh,
it's the one that's the big clam.
I'm hard pressed to remember.
Is it just oyster?
Yeah, I think it is. Cloister.
Oyster.
Yeah. The vagina Pokemon.
Yeah, but the penis monster looks like the vagina Pokemon.
Right, where's he coming? Where is he? Oh, he's right there. Can't even see you.
I just knew that she was looking at it and the camera moved to indicate where it was.
Come on. Oh, that's right. He comes out of his hole.
Yeah, it's like the snake in RE.
Snake.
Oh, when we were playing the Yu-Gi-Oh game, we fused two monsters together and they made a zombie shark. And I'm like, oh, dude, it's Neptune.
Oh.
And then David was like, what's Neptune? I was like, oh, the big giant shark in RE1.
That's hilarious.
And he was like, I could never play that game when I was a kid. And I was like, oh, it's funny. It actually wasn't in the PlayStation RE1. It had to get cut due to like size limitations. I was like, but they put it in the remake. But there are notes talking about it in the original RE1.
Oh. Well, we did it, Chris.
Neptune fucking gets robbed. He just drained the tank and he dies. He never gets to be a fucking monster.
Yeah, he never gets to be a real full-fledged boss.
Before. Am I back?
All right, we beat the game.
We actually did get through that sequence pretty quick.
Yeah, it wasn't. For some reason, I think it's just because the map was so big. It made me think there was going to be a bit more going on. But yeah, definitely not as much.
I mean, it was still probably, I think it was 2 episodes, so about an hour.
Yeah. I didn't even get hit in that boss fight. So
Sick
I'm
brags.
Pretty good about that.
No hit run.
No hit run. Which I got fucking chewed on by a dog instantly. So.
0 deaths. Never died.
dead. We definitely didn't restart this playthrough a bunch of times.
Yeah. But that wasn't... Okay, 1 was for dying. You fell in the fucking hole when I told you not to.
I got distracted.
This guy forgot that ends the fucking dream sequence. So then you did do the whole train tracks and we talked over the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then the other time we restarted because Uber Eats delivery driver.
Yummy.
I probably wanted to order Chipotle, but I was like, I need to stop spending money.
What just happened?
You must be one of them.
What did I do? And what do you mean by one of them?
You're in on this with that Claudia, aren't you?
Claudia? What about her? She asked me to find you, that's all.
So you are one of them.
Claudia did all that? Look, I was just hired to find you. I'm not on anybody's side. I don't know anything about this. Why don't you start by telling me what happened here? And that monster. What the hell was that?
I don't know any more than you do. All I know is that things are getting really screwy around here, and I've got a weird feeling it has something to do with me. Maybe you're just an innocent bystander, but I can't feel sorry for you, because you dragged me into this. You know, if you hadn't found me...
What are you talking about? What's so special about you anyway?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be so confused, would I? But I know there's something. Something I've been running from and forgot for a long time. How did I remember that?
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Where are you going?
I'm taking the subway home.
What should I do?
Hell if I know.
Fuck you, old man.
I find it funny because I know you can get him you can get special clothing for him too, where he's just like in his fucking boxers.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a creepo fucking following you around.
I believe it.
Minmo. That is one adorable looking cat.
Oh, yeah, dude, fucking Minmo rules.
Look at that. Look at that fuzzy bastard. Damn, 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 damn. I fly like an eagle
We're just going to keep doing
to
that.
the sea.
Swim like a harp seal into Luca Lake.
My mind will often go to that movie. In my restless dreams, Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck want me to play basketball.
No.
We have to defeat the evil aliens.
Oh, man. Price of Chipotle went up. It used to be a $21 burrito. Now it's a $22 burrito.
Chris is over here ordering food. Let's
Hey,
play.
man. Well, I was literally like, I was going to order Chipotle, but I don't want to spend the money. But then I was like, I'm going to a fucking concert tonight.
Let's see.
been on a big spending money. I have, but like barely have kick.
Yeah, sometimes when I'm bored, I just like, yeah, spend some money, make myself feel better.
Well, fuck, we bought all our camping stuff because, like I said, I'd only ever camped once in my life, so I had to buy everything. Thankfully, Backcountry was having a sale, so like we got like a dope marmot tent, and we got a double wide sleeping pad and a
Ooh.
sleeping bag, so Hannah and I can just share one.
Yep.
Which ended up being cheaper to do it that way. But then I was like, fuck, we don't own a cooler. So then I had to get a cooler.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, fuck, we don't have camping chairs.
I was going to say, you don't have any of the camping
I
necessities.
have literally none of it. So like, I just had to buy it all. And I just got a new like everyday credit card. Now it's funny because they're like, spend $500 in the first 3 months. Like, and we'll give you 2. And I literally like, I haven't even received the card yet. And I hit the 500.
You've already done it.
I mean, fortunately, Hannah's splitting it with me, but I'm like, God damn it. Like, 'cause I'm trying to like buy my way out of debt right now. So I
Wait, buy your way out of debt?
I'm just paying off my debt. This is a fun way to say it. Because I fucked my back up like 3 times in a row. So I had to get the standing desk and the really expensive chair. So like as it sits right now, all of that'll be gone by mid-October. September, depending on how expensive our trip to Bend goes. But we're staying at like a really nice hotel. So we're basically paying rent
Yeah.
for 5 days at this hotel. But I'm like, whatever. We go there every summer. It's like a thing. And and we could have stayed with Hannah's brother, but I'm like, fuck that. I like staying in hotels.
Yeah, exactly.
I need
We've
home
been
base.
over this
Yes,
before.
yes,
It's
yes,
nice
yes.
to have a place to your own, especially when you're going
But we'll go
out.
over it again because people watching this may not have watched Homecoming. But when I travel, I'm a hotel guy. I don't like to stay with people. I need to have like my own place. Like I'm an introvert, so like I need to recharge by myself. Like one day during a trip, it's like nice to just have we're ordering a pizza and we're just hanging out in this hotel.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're at somebody's place, it's like there's always people around. Just never feel comfortable. You always feel like you're in someone else's space.
Yeah, that's why I don't like. I remember being a kid and sleeping over at somebody's house was always like the funnest shit. And as you get older, you start to realize like how you just, when you're at your own house, you can just do whatever you want. Like you can go get food or go to the bathroom, not feel weird about it. But when you start spending the night at people's houses, it becomes like a weird, like you can't do whatever you want there. I don't know. This is like,
I won't do it. Like, because there's been times like, oh, come over and like drink. And it's like, oh, well, we got to stop drinking at like whatever because you got to get home. It's like, oh, you can just crash here. And I'm like, no, that's never going to be a yes for me.
yeah, exactly. It would.
Like,
it
no,
was-
why? So I can wake up feeling twice as bad?
Yeah.
Somebody drinks a beer next to me and I wake up kind of feeling shitty the next day. I was like, what? We're going to get so drunk that it's like getting home isn't an option. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to sleep for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
I'm going to wake up at somebody else's house. Like feeling like dog shit? No.
Yeah, that's never an option for me anymore. It's just like, I mean, and even just waking up with a mild flu every time I drink.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's not worth it anymore.
No, I don't like drinking. When I go to like social events, I need it to be social. So, but even then it's like 2 White Claws and that's it. And I drink them both immediately.
Yeah.
So then I get like on the edge of drunk, like right off. And then the rest of the party is me wearing that off. And then I come home and just pound an entire thing of water. And I still will wake up. Like I drink 3 times as much water as I drink alcohol and I still wake up feeling shitty the next day.
Exactly. Like it's just with me, I can't even do it anymore. It's such a hard thing to actually drink and have a good time. Because with me, it's just like when I start drinking, I will have a hard time to stop drinking. And then even then it's just like, I get a headache from it so easily if I don't continuously drink.
Yeah.
Then I just start to get, I literally will start getting the hangover the same night I'm drinking if I don't continuously drink. So it's just, it's a curse. But honestly, it's probably a good curse because not being able to drink like that isn't exactly a bad thing. Man, I thought I'd find a save, but I guess not.
Oh, well, Chipotle made my decision about not ordering for me because they're like, we're having an issue with payment processing right now.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Wait,
Thank-
order placed. Oh, the order you're looking for isn't active anymore. Did you charge my card? Because if so, we're fucking beefing.
well, there you go, Chris. The first time I died.
Motherfucker, he got hit by the train.
Well, there we go. Oh man, good thing I didn't get on those tracks.
Yeah, whatever. So Chipotle made their decision for me because I went to process it, and they're like, "Oh, we're not processing payments right now." I'm like, "Okay, fine, I'll fucking eat at home." But it reminded me yesterday. So we went over to David's and we watched The Machine. Mm-hmm. It was actually better than I thought it was going to be.
The Machine. Wait.
Burt Kreischer's movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He rented it, or maybe he bought it. 'Cause I think it was like $20 to rent, $25 to buy, and he's like, "Fuck, I'm just gonna buy it." It's actually pretty good. Got some laughs out of it.
So what is it exactly? Is it a?
Well, you know Burt Kreischer's story.
Yeah, the story of the. Yeah, exactly.
So it's basically like a continuation of that. So it's like now,
Oh.
and it's like the Russian mob heard his machine story, and it's like when he was robbing that train, it's like he stole some important thing to this Russian mobster.
Yeah.
And so they're like, you know where that thing is. Like they show up and kidnap him and take him back to Russia to like find that thing. And his dad's Mark Hamill.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Mark Hamill's like with him when he gets kidnapped.
That's pretty fucking funny. So, but this is all just like make believe, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, so it's just a comedy movie.
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty fucking funny.
It's got its parts. I mean, it's corny like all comedy movies are.
Yeah.
But I was like, I enjoyed it. I'm glad I didn't pay money to see it in theaters, and I'm glad I didn't pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
it being free is what made it worth it.
yeah, it's $25 for David on the freebies for me. It was funny seeing his actual wife, Leanne, play like a fucking, like a one-line character.
Really?
the
That
movie,
is
yeah.
pretty funny. Okay, so
They just did
there
like,
we go.
oh yeah.
There we
But they just did like the thing where like with like, and solely a comedy movies do, where it's just like, it's almost like when somebody's trying too hard to be funny, where they just kind of take it over the top for comedy's sake. And I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
could have gone without that.
Yeah, that's what ruined Super Troopers too. They just were going so hardcore with it, and it just made the movie not nearly as funny. It's funny how there's like a balance, a nuance you have to have when it comes to comedy and how you tell it.
Well, it's funny because like, you know, Bert and like podcasts prior to that was talking about how they don't make comedies anymore. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah, it's because they're bad. Like literally, it's just a better comedy is a movie that happens to be funny,
Yeah,
not a funny movie.
not like what they used to be.
Like Scream is a perfect example because that's why I always hated Scary Movie, and I don't like horror comedies because I'm like, Scream did it perfectly. That movie is funny. It is not a comedy.
That is very true.
It made fun of itself constantly.
I didn't realize that until after I had watched Scream, but yes, there was no reason for them to really make fun of it in Scary Movie. I am the kind of guy who likes those scary movies, the comedies. I still think of the part where she's spinning around in circles. It's like, what do you want with me? What do you want with me? It's like this spinning in circles. Or like the part in Scary Movie 3 where the aliens are coming down, and it's like they have the shovels, and they cock the shovels, and the shells come out of them. Like there's sequences in those movies that I do find humorous and I find enjoyable.
But it's just like, because that was always my thing, was Scary Movie, or not Scary Movie, Scream always was half a comedy. Because
Yeah.
Wes Craven didn't want to make it. Like, they're like, we want you to make a slasher film because those were successful. And he's like, slasher's dead. And they're like, well, we're going to give you all this money. And he's like, fine. I'm
All right,
try a bunch of
whatever.
dudes with their dicks out on it.
Yep.
Like, he literally made fun. I mean, Wes Craven's A New Nightmare was the same thing too. He's like, why the fuck would I make another Freddy movie? They're like, we'll give you all this money. He's like, fine, but it's going to be meta as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, so that's why I just didn't get it. I'm like, that movie, didn't need to exist, but that's a perfect example. I'm like, that shit's funnier to me, and it's a better overall movie than something that's intention is to be funny.
Yeah.
I mean, Will Ferrell got away with it for a while. He did it great, like for straight comedies.
Oh yeah, because
Like,
he had
his
the
run
Anchorman and the Step Brothers and all
Talladega
that.
Nights.
Yep, Talladega Nights.
Like, he had his run, and then like comedy kind of died after that because that got played out and boring. Blades of
did.
Glory,
Yep.
a great one in that.
Yep. No, but I still. The best thing about Talladega Nights was the commentary track that they had for the movie. One of the fucking stupidest commentary tracks because they're acting like it's years, like many years later, and they're all going back and watching it like it's a fucking new thing. I don't know, man. It was
there
really
are so many movies like that, like Spinal Tap. The commentary track is like an unintentional sequel to the movie.
Oh yeah.
Because again, they did it all in character. But I used to watch DVD commentaries all the time because it's just like literally the creators of the movie watching the movie and doing a podcast over it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's so right. But I think that's kind of died since physical media is gone. Like there's no commentary option for
That's
digital films.
Yeah, that's very true. That's something I really wish there was more of, because it's fun to listen to the creators talk about their creation.
But here's the other thing. A DVD commentary is not something you can watch with other people. That is a solely independent endeavor. Like, hey man, you want to watch this with the commentary? You want to watch the commentary with
That's
me?
what I did with Talladega Nights with the person. I watched the commentary track. We both enjoyed it because they treated it like it was another funny fit. Like they did, it was like a completely different experience than watching just the regular film, because Will Ferrell was acting like he was fucking like 80 years old or whatever. It's like a couple of years down the line, even though they literally did it just after the movie was done.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's one of those things. I think certain commentary tracks, yeah, you probably can only do it by yourself, but
If I loved a movie, I would watch it with the commentary. I remember doing that with Wrist Cutters.
I did that a lot with Invader Zim when I had the DVDs. I would watch the commentary tracks. That's just because I watched them so much that I eventually wanted to watch the commentary tracks with it.
Yeah, just to get something else out of it.
Yeah,
I watched
exactly.
all of Scrubs.
Oh, commentary track?
Yep.
Oh, that actually
They used to
pretty
be
fun.
Somebody put that on YouTube. Oh my fucking god, it's so good because
Yeah.
they like in season 1, like they're just laughing, talking about like it's everything they shot. They were hungover.
I heard you've told me this before. Yes.
Yeah. So like he's like, yeah, I'm leaning on that because I'm still drunk from the night before. Like because every night was a party because they had made the pilot and then they didn't think it got picked up. Like it was a couple of like a year like before it got picked up, maybe 2.
Yeah.
And so when they came back, they're like, oh, this is only going to run for 1 season. So they were just like partying and like making the best of it while they could. So they were fucking pissed drunk for so much of it.
That's pretty, honestly, that's the funniest part is like, cause yeah, you see a lot of, cause I'm a huge fan of like animation, and I'll see a lot of animators put their pilots on YouTube, and it's always like, it's years before they most of the time get picked up, if at all.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm kind of lost right now.
Well, that's cool. I mean, because I think that's about time for this episode, so we can find our way on the next episode.
All right. Sounds about good.
All right. Like and subscribe.
Yep.
See you later, y'all.
Bye.